Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have a fun fold here for you today that uses the beautiful, beautiful Florals in Bloom DSP. This paper is just gorgeous. We have two really pretty floral papers, the Florals in Bloom and the Bloom Impressions, I think it is, but such pretty ones with all kinds of the colors in it and patterns on the back. So I chose to do one because I had received this card from my friend Sarah Rigby, and I remembered making a similar card like this before, and I decided to make my own and change it up a little bit. So I am using the Pretty Florals bundle. This bundle is in the sweet sale this month of June. So if you buy any one of the pieces that's in the suite, you can get another item for 50% off. The 50% off item is the lowest one, priced one in your basket. So if you're going to order like 2 suites, I would do an order with just 2 suites on it and not like an extra embellishment, because the embellishment would be brought down from like $8 to $4, but you'd rather have your bundle be brought down by $20 or so. So I'm using the Pretty Florals. It has these flowers in it and these great dies that cut out all the images here. You can cut out die cut cardstock images and build flowers, or you can stamp them and cut them out. I'm also using an old retired mini pocket envelope for this little stitched oval here for my sentiment, so I'm going to be using that. And I used the sentiments that are in the Year of Flowers. I haven't played with the flowers yet, but these sentiments are awesome, especially because they talk about blooming and a floral hug, and couldn't have picked a better friend. So this is a really pretty stamp set. I haven't played with it other than the sentiments on this card, but it really went well with the florals. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. I have to get my scoring tool. Here we go. Now this just is put onto a quarter sheet of our cardstock. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Just cut your cardstock into equal quarters and just use 1/4 there. And you're going to use a 5 1/4 tall by 12 inch of your DSP. It is nice to pay attention because you're using the front and the back, and some of them go a little crazy. Now, I'm really going to blow your minds if you guys have been around forever. This is a DSP that literally is probably 12 years old, but I played around with the way I could make this card using this. So it all depends on the way you want to do the card. If you want to fold your corners in, you want to fold them out, if you want to see more of the one pattern than the other, that's what you'll figure out. So kind of make sure that your colors kind of look nice together. Stampin' Up! Has been really, I think, paying attention to that lately, that you don't end up having colors that, like, say this was deep dark purple and there was no purple here. So anyhow, I ended up wanting to see more of this floral here. So I'm going to show you how I did that, but I'm going to show you maybe on this card how you can do it a different way. So it really doesn't matter which side is down because you can play around with all the folds, but you put your 12-inch piece up at the top of your cutting. Now, do I already have this? It looks like I already scored this. Yes, I did. So what you're going to do is just score 2 in, 2 and 4, and then you can turn this and do 2 and 4. The reason I do that is one time I was doing this and I actually went 2, 4, 6, but it's actually 2, 4, 8, 10. So you have 2-inch pieces on this side of scored. Okay, so then after you have that, you can start playing around. So like here is the 4-inch section that's in the inside here. Okay, on this one I pulled out the Summer Splash here that's in the flowers, and that's why I liked using this pattern, because you get to see a lot of those gorgeous blooms when you open up the card that way. But this is Summer Splash. On this card I pulled out the Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to show you how you can go about making this. I can't imagine making it not with the floral showing. I just can't do it. But you could, because you could actually do this. You could make this the inside, and you could flip it this way and then fold it down, but you only see that much of the floral, and the floral will be on the outside, and this would be attached to the back. So I like using the floral face up so that you see a lot of it like that. Okay, now what I did here is I mounted that on my granny apple green, and that's that 1/4 inch piece, quarter sheet of cardstock, and that's going to, then you see how pretty that looks with the granny apple green. Now, the way you do this is once you have it folded, you're folding these corners back to meet the inside fold here. So just kind of pay attention here to that inside there, okay? And then you do the bottom one. You see where I'm going at, okay? And then we're gonna, I'll just put this away until I'm ready to, this one is gonna go here, and you can kind of line it up so that it lines up right nice and even right here. I think the more time you spend being precise with this, the better, because then things can get, I just think it looks better that. So you could leave your card and it would be like this, okay? So you can see how pretty, you can see the green popping through. So here, what I did though, when I was doing this card, I wanted to see more of this. So what I did was I folded this back and adhered it. Then I still got the pretty pattern here, of a different pattern here, and this here. This one, why don't we see what it looks like doing it this way? There's just so many different ways you could just do this, whichever way. What if I just did something like that? Isn't that pretty? Doing, wonder what that would look like if you put the, that's got a different look to it too, doesn't it? I don't know, do we like that or not? You just don't see as much of that pretty floral, but you do when you open the card. I kind of like that. So as like I said, you could do this anyway, but I think if you put this back pattern in, it's kind of blah. No, it's not blah. It's just wasting these beautiful flowers here. But I kind of want to do something different. So maybe doing that gives you some floral to be seen, but also that, I don't know. I'm trying to envision, I think I'm just going to go ahead and fold it back. But you could do, it depends on what your pattern is really, but I think this one really lends itself just to keep showing how pretty these corner, that really pretty floral. So then just put some glue on the back of these flaps here, and you simply just glue them down. And the neat thing about this card too, it has a lot of different possibilities as far as making an extra triangle here. I put a triangle that turned into a diamond shape on the front of the card, but you can also, as my friend Sarah did, and I think I did that on a card years ago when I did this fun fold. Okay, just have these folded back here. It's like right when you want to make sure that the middles are touching. Okay, there. And then these there. Okay. And that is going to go onto the back of that. You'll put glue on the back here. And this is whenever you have permission to put glue all over here, because you won't be writing on this part. Okay, now be careful if you're using a pattern that's directional, that you keep it going in the right direction, which I guess it wouldn't matter on this type of card because it doesn't open up. So if you put it upside down, you would just flip the card base around. Okay, so there we go. We've got that pretty floral showing. Got some glue down there. Okay, now I noticed on Sarah's card, it kind of went clear out to the edge, and whenever it kind of bent a little bit here. So I made mine a little bit smaller so that, number one, it wouldn't go out to the edge, and I wanted to see more of this pretty pattern here, okay? And this is bothering me that it's not staying super flat here. I want this piece to go over a little bit there like that. Okay, let's just burnish it with the bone folder. Okay, so when you go to do this, you're gonna put glue just right here, right a little bit right there in the middle, because we're gonna take this is 2 3/4 inch square. So all 4 sides are 2 3/4. Okay, and then you'll just kind of pay attention to your little corners of the diamond on the left and the right, that they go right inside the DSP, and the ones on the top and the bottom line up with the opening. Now, you could put another one of these in here so that when you open it, this is really awesome too. Whenever you're opening it, you have 3 different panels, but you can see on this card, it's seriously not necessary. So I didn't do it on here. I just left it like that. Makes it a little easier for us, right? Then I did a white panel here that is 2 1/2. So it's a 2 1/2, and I will put a little glue across the whole surface of that because I'm not stamping on it. And that's going to go in a diamond shape in the middle. And then wait till you see what I'm putting on the inside here. This amazing stamp set has these beautiful colors in it. So I used Timid Tiger to stamp on these lemon lolly flowers. And then I did tone on tone Granny Apple Green on Granny Apple Green. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue right on these little nubbins here. And I'm gonna put the flowers on there. And this is super simple to die cut. Now, this could have been stamped in Lemon Lolly and then stamped the Timid Tiger and then cut it out, and you would have had a nice white edge on there. But I liked the flowers that were in here, and they were the Lemon Lolly with Timid Tiger in it. So I just mimicked what I saw. On this card, I used the Strawberry Slush that I see here. I used it here, and when I did these, I popped this one up, but these ones are flat. And I have to say, these were flat stamped, but they looked too flat, so I did re-stamp them, die cut them on, and covered up the stamped one, so it still gives some more dimension, and put a little twine bow on there. And so I was just using the colors in the DSP. That is one thing about Stampin' Up. Their greatest attributes is the fact that they have the best coordination of colors, papers, ribbons, embellishments. How can you have a stack of stuff from all kinds of places and then say nothing matches? But with my Stampin' Up stuff, I always know it is going to match up. So I love that about having the coordination of the. And I'm going to just cut a couple of these little pieces here for on my leaves. And for some reason, this was really, really easy to cut. Like, I didn't have to play around with making sure that I had the exact amount of space. You know how, like, whenever you go to die cut something and you get too much of open space on one side, this one really I just put the die around the image and just worked out beautifully. So I'm just putting some little dimensionals back here to also give it a little texture here. And I'm gonna put that, I think, I'm gonna put it a little bit down here. I don't know. Maybe I should, before I start putting that down, let me play around with, I have 2 different sentiments cut out with that oval. I have Sending a Floral Hug, and I have Happy Birthday. So why don't we try the Floral Hug one, since it's a different sentiment, and we'll just put a dimensional on the back of that. Maybe I put this on first and then see how this will fit around it. I like it. There we go. a little bit of space up in here that we can put some embellishments are. One of my favorite embellishments in the new catalog, which is also on the, buy one from a suite product, it's in the Turtley Awesome suite, and they are the shades of green hexagons, and literally they are so pretty. This one was a very light shade here, so I thought this shade went really well kind of with this summer splash. This one almost has a definite granny apple green, lemon lime vibe to it. So we're gonna put some of these on the front of the card here to give it some, fill in some of that white space. And this is always the hardest one. Where does the third one go? Does it go down here? Does it go here? Does it go here? Do we do 2 here? I'm gonna put 2 here because of the white space. Okay, so in the inside, once again, so I can show up a lot of this space, I went, this is 4 inches. I'm sorry, this is 5 1/4. This is 4 inches in this space. So instead of going down to 3 3/4, which would be your normal layering down, I went down even one more, and I went 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So it shows more of the DSP that is the showstopper. So this, do you see how simple this card is? You have a stack of DSP that you should be making these cards with, because you could get 3 cards out of 1 sheet of DSP. And those of us who need to just get out there and use that paper, you could do this. So let me see, is that looking right? It's kind of hard to tell when you can't see the edges of it. I think that's good. Okay, so hoping your day blooms with happiness, sending a floral hug. And you know what, since I have this, I probably could just pop that in here if I wanted to. Yeah, why not? Because I have it. Sending a floral hug. Happy birthday. May as well. Come on, cooperate there. And it's covered up there. Isn't that cute? I wonder if you could put a little twine bow down here, on here too. I even have some pretty silver twine here. What else is on my desk? Ooh, what's funny is I have this beautiful pink that would look nice on there, but I'm not prepared. So therefore, oh, I am prepared. Look at this. Oh, even more prepared. Look, I have a bow here. Should I stick a little bow on here? If I do stick a little bow, I think, look, and you know what? There's a little spot there. That could have happened in between. I'm going to make a double bow. That could have happened in between taking things from my stamp room out to the kitchen while I was watching my Grandies, then bringing it all back in here when I got them both down for a nap. So who knows where that little spot came from, but we're going to cover it up. So I'm making a double bow out of my linen twine just to give it a little more pizzazz. Okay, pieces. Got a little, could give us a little haircut here. Okay, and get my glue dots out here. Wait, where were they? Here they are. Okay. Put that middle of the bow right there. Pick it up with my paper piercer. Now let's see. Let's just put it right there. And there's a little rackety here. So I'm gonna just snip that. That, yeah, twine always adds just the right little bit of something. I think there's a French word, je ne sais quoi. I don't know French, but I remember my mom asking her friend who spoke French, and she said, what was it? Somebody who's out there that's French, tell me, je ne sais quoi. She goes, it gives it a little je ne sais quoi. And then she said, what's that mean? She goes, just a little something. And then she goes, no, but what's it mean? And she goes, just a little something. I think that was the saying or something. So tell me, you French speakers out there, je ne sais quoi, what does that mean? I think it's like once you say it, anyhow, I'm just rambling. Here we go. So pretty little card made with a 5 1/4 by 12 inch piece of DSP, and you just score it 2 inches and 4 inches in on the side, and it leaves you a 4 inch. So it'd be 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 8, 10. And then you'll have your sections, because there's 4 inch section here, 2 inch, 2 inch. And then you can fold it back. You can do whatever you want once you do this. You can play around with, you know, like this one could have been cute. You could even fold them opposite ways, like see how that one, like you could fold this one back and this one in. And this old paper, look at that, how it was perfectly symmetrical. So you could even, like a paper like this, you could put something over the front of it, like I don't know, it's like you could put something over the front of it, and you would see all the different patterns. So you just play around with whatever paper you have. But I'll tell you what, this one looks really good with the pretty florals and the Year of Flowers stamp set, which I put somewhere over here. So this year, I gotta make a video of this. I really like this one. I can see all of them being on there on a card. So there we go, a fun card that you can make super quick. And like I said, don't forget the big sale going on June 3rd to June 30th. Look at all the new suites. There's suites that are in the online exclusives, the ones on the last chance list as well. Anything that is in a suite is up for sale. So thanks for buzzing by, friends.